What's going on, guys? It's Dill here from the Yakuza, bringing you a My Hero Academia Chapter 305 live reaction. We're in the Vestiges. We got to see what Deku is saying, the conversations he's having with the previous users of One For All. I'm really excited. Nana Shimura left us with a cliffhanger of, will you kill Tomura Shigaraki? So let's see what's going on, guys. Okay, we start with Nana Shimura. Are you able to kill Tomura Shigaraki? Deku says, excuse me? This isn't a request. This is a question of your will and intent. You saw him during the last interaction and saw the face of a child who was crying. You felt that he was in pain. Our hearts and mind are one, so we could sense that feeling within you. Then the Black Whip user of One For All says, the problem is we don't really see it the same way. We can also sense the boy being hurt by All For One. But that doesn't mean that he wants any of our help, though. Even in that tense situation, his eyes, they were filled with nothing but contempt. He raised him that way. In Shigaraki's state, my brother probably took over his body by now. All For One's will has probably all but dominated his mind already. This is another attempt by him to get his hands on One For All. As for Master Koya here and the other, Koihai, over here, and myself, All For One's tried to steal One For All from us twice and failed both times. In order for One For All to stay safe from the evildoers, we require our successors to have an iron will, a nigh infinite determination. Ours is a power all too valuable to be risked for just one lowly person. Shigaraki's probably going to use your lack of an iron will to his advantage, a power that cannot be transferred to another without the will of the user. And this is going to be a test of your determination. One For All's edge it has over All For One is that it doesn't fall prey to being stolen. We've created and cultivated One For All for the specific purpose of eradicating All For One. Yagi-kun is the prime example of this, but my brother keeps coming back, and Shigaraki seems to be a part of his strategy to make you lower your guard. Izuku-kun. Nana Shimura's standing up, walking up to Izuku. Izuku-kun. I come to you not merely to tell you that there's no backing out now. I feel like it's cowardly for me to even consider thrusting my will onto you like this, but Tomura Shigaraki is my grandson. My grandson who became this way because I left his father at a young age to fight All For One. This is the result of my action. And as this failure I brought upon myself, it seems so harsh to just pass this on to a 16-year-old child. I understand this, but if my grandson, if that thing reaches its potential, no one will be able to stop what comes next. And we see Shigaraki like with these wings going from his back, as if like right now he's just in a cocoon. He's just in a cocoon, like developing and developing. He's not quite there yet, but once he gets there at his full power, he'll be unstoppable. You would be fighting against the manifestation of pure evil. There are people out there who cannot be forgiven, comprehended, or rehabilitated. What if he's one of them? When a person who looks like he wants to be saved, when he simply cannot be saved, can you tell me that you have the will required to stop him at all costs? And then all the users just look really solemn. To me, this is Izuku replying. To me, it may be awkward to say this, but I felt. When Shigaraki's consciousness manifested in One For All and entered the Vestige world, I could feel what Shigaraki was feeling when he was told to think about his aspirations. In the deepest parts of his mind, I could feel a child crying. Oh, dude, this is hitting Nana really hard. I fought against many people thus far. They had their minds set inside of them. I had no choice but to stop them by fighting. But I never had the opportunity to explore their motivations and pinpoint why exactly they became villains. If I understood them fully, some things may have gone differently. Our fights could have been resolved differently, perhaps. Countless people have died, and many of those who I hold dear got hurt. However, now this is a kid Midoriya walking up to a kid Tomura, and it's a pretty emotional scene. This is pretty deep. One For All is a power to save people, not to kill. All Might taught me that lesson. Not just me either. All Might and you guys who have helped grow and cultivate One for All. You are responsible for saving a countless amount of people from then to now. Its origins may have been rooted in the goal to eradicate all for one. But because you've all risked your lives and maintained this power, its purpose has changed and morphed over time. And now the astral projection form of All Might is crying, and it looks like all that black mist is coming off of Midoriya to where he might be able to talk now. There's certainly a possibility that he can only be stopped by killing him, and I haven't thought about the logistics of how I would go about it. And it's actually a kid Izuku that's like manifested, but I want to try saving this crying child. That's right. This is the original user of One for All. That's right, and we'll be here to guide you on that journey. I'm incredibly glad that you, of all people, inherited One for All. Was this like a test? Was this like a test? The original user comes up and puts his hand on Nanoshimura's shoulder. I apologize for testing. Okay, it was a test. I apologize for testing you like this. I bet she's gonna be crying. Gran Torino is still alive. When you wake up, please tell him that I said hi. Sorry, Hiko, we made the wrong choice, but our successor here is certainly determined. Now, the original user turns around. So how about you guys chime in and help us out now, so that Deku knows what to expect out of the rest of your guys' quirks. Are we about to learn all of their quirks right here, and not like more gradually? That's interesting. That's really interesting. Are they just gonna info? That was a pretty good chapter. Are they gonna info dump all the quirks in this like vestige? I don't know if I like that. I think I'd rather get them gradually. I think I'd rather him like train to achieve each one. I don't know if I want him to get them all right now. I'm not saying he's gonna get them all right now, but I also don't want to just know. Well, actually, what they might do with this, what they might do is they might off-screen the conversation. This is actually what I bet they're gonna do. They're gonna off-screen the conversation with the users whose quirk he hasn't gotten yet. And then when he unlocks them, then we will flash back to this conversation of the parts we didn't see of him talking to those users. Does that make sense? Like, he's going to talk to Nanoshimura about float. He's going to talk to the Black Whip user about Black Whip, and the Danger Sense user about Danger Sense. We're probably going to see that in this vision right now. But they might off-screen the conversations with the other quirks he hasn't unlocked yet. And then, oh my god. And then when we get to the point where he unlocks those, we might flash back to that. Okay, this is all a test. That was kind of interesting. It's just a pretty good chapter, pretty good info. Now I'm just ready for more valuable info. I knew that this was how it was going to go with Shigaraki as soon as Deku saw that when him and Shigaraki were fighting and he saw that Shigaraki was like kind of like split, like his emotions were split. I kind of knew it was going to go this way. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I mean, I like Shigaraki a lot as a character. I usually don't like when the main character tries to save the bad guy, but I think in this one instance it might be okay. So, what did you guys think about this chapter and the info provided? Comment down below. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more stuff like this, just subscribe to join the Yakuza. Thank you guys.